You're quite candid about this. You've been married 3 times. You refer to Ted Turner as your favorite ex-husband, as you just did. He's the favorite? You have 3 exes, and he's the favorite?
I mean, one of them's dead, but if he was alive...
So if you're dead, you're out of the running. Okay.
Well, yeah,
all right.
But if he was alive, we would be friends. I mean, life's too short. You know what I mean? Eventually, you remember why you love them, and you become friends again. But Ted and I are real close, and yeah, he's my favorite. He
is such a character. You know, when you guys were married, you lived in this massive ranch together. And for
many massive ranches.
Yeah, he has
2 million acres worth of massive ranches.
2 million acres.
Right. I used to buy underwear in bulk. he didn't like to carry suitcases, so I would just.
So you had to have a full set of clothes for each different ranch.
Right. Yeah.
That just boggles my mind. Well, and were you then a rancher's? Would you have considered yourself a rancher's wife?
I was a rancher's wife. You know, I mean, anyone who knows about ranching knows I was a good I would always sit on the outside when we came to gates. Usually, you know, a person would sit in the middle so they wouldn't have to get out, but I was always the good wife. I would sit on the outside so when we came to the gates, I was the one to get out and open the gates.
What?
Wait for the car to drive, close, and you know, and it's muddy and it's dirty.
No, if you can afford to have 10 million acres, you can afford a gate opener, a clicker. They cost like $1.99. We don't need that thing. Get out there, Jane. Yeah. That's pretty much how he talks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah, actually.
Get out there and get that gate open. Yeehaw!
All but the...
Didn't do that, no. He's really big into fly fishing, I know.
Yeah, I became a pretty good fly fisher woman.
Yeah. You changed that at the last second.
Politically correct, yeah.
So that means that, because fly fishing, to me, it looks like it's said to be one of the hardest things to do.
It's very hard, and a lot of alpha male, in particular, like to do it because you have to be completely focused, and especially if they're deaf. Very focused, and nobody talks, you can't think about...
Who's deaf?
A lot of guys, including Ted.
Oh, okay. And me too, apparently. I didn't get that.
You have to just focus. If you think about anything else, you miss it. You know,
right.
1 second chance. And so, you know, guys that have a lot of pressure, and I guess women too, really like it. And I spent about a year doing a lot of crying and throwing myself on the ground, but eventually I got pretty good.
Yeah. That's worth it, then, to be a good fly fisherwoman. Did you have any interactions with crazy animals? If you're living out there in 10 million... I keep adding acreage.
Well,
I hope that's okay. But you're on a 50 million acre ranch with apparently no gate opener. And did you ever have interactions with crazy animals?
I did, but my most crazy, actually, was when, after Ted and I split up, and I have a ranch in New Mexico, and one summer night, I was sleeping. My then very young grandson was in a crib in the corner. It was a very, very small cottage, a log cabin, and small room. And I was reading, and I heard a weird noise, and it was about 10 o'clock at night. And I got up and went in the living room and looked around, and I couldn't see anything. And suddenly, my golden retriever came running out of the bedroom, you know, yelping like crazy. So I went running in, and there, right in front of me, walking from the screen door that he'd come through to, was a bear, headed for the crib where my grandson was sleeping.
In the cabin?
In the bedroom. Yes,
in
my bedroom, a very small log cabin bedroom. And, you know, what do? I don't know where my gun is. I don't have time to look for it. So I do what you do. I'm not going to open this now because it's glued together, but I opened my bathrobe and I went, "Wow!"
You flashed the bear. You flashed the bear.
Right, but...
That's fascinating. I love that.
But it wasn't the tits, it was the growl.
You don't know.
Yes, I do. Because the bear peed on the rug. So anyway.
And then the bear left, I hope.
Well, the bear went part out of the way out the door and sat down.
That's fantastic.
And I pushed.
Don't do that! You pushed the bear?
Pushed the bear out and then slammed the glass door, and the bear kind of leaned back against the glass. I mean, it's funny to look at a bear mushed up against glass.
That's just like a woman. Show him the goods and then kick him out the door.